Multifamily underwriting. Let's underwrite and analyze another deal. That's what we're doing today. If you're new here, welcome back to the channel. My name is Stephan. Together with my wife, we own 258 units of multifamily real estate. Our mission is to help you buy your first small multifamily deal. One of my coaching clients has this deal under contract right now. So we helped him find the deal, negotiate the deal, put the deal under contract. We're evaluating the deal. I love this deal. Tons of upside on this deal. Remember, in multifamily, you make your money in two ways. Number one, buying the deal right and ensuring there's plenty of value add and upside. And then number two, operations. So that's what we're going over here today. Get to share this video with you so you can learn this. Hey, two quick things. If you want this spreadsheet that I've used to buy well over 258 units of multifamily real estate, because I've sold some, click the link in the description. You can buy this spreadsheet for like 20 something bucks. So you can use it. You can practice along with us. You can do this along with us so you learn the game. This is the best way to learn multifamily. There's no book on multifamily that is better than underwriting and evaluating deals. So you can get that spreadsheet there. If you want to learn more about the one-on-one mentorship program where we help you do all this, but then most importantly, we help you operate the deal. So once this deal closes, you got to prove that what you put on this spreadsheet here, you can actually go out and do, because that's how you're going to be able to refinance the deal, sell the deal, get the cash flow on the deal, all that. Spreadsheets are fun. They're cool, but this is not operations. This is analysis, right? That's what we do in the mentorship program. Click the link in the description to learn more. Without any further ado, let's get into underwriting this awesome BRRRR strategy deal. I like this deal. I like this deal a lot for you, first-time buyer, first-time multifamily investor. There's upside, but it's clean, and that's what we like. We like that operational play to where you're not going to deal with a whole lot of headaches, but there's upside. There's value to be added here. There's money to be made. That's what it's all about, kind of reflecting here. So let's just take a quick look at this. So all I did, a couple of things, now my eyes hurt, a couple of things that I do on these spreadsheets is I highlight in yellow things I'm changing, things I'm excited about, things we need to verify. Okay, so we're always going to underwrite in this column the historical, where the property is at. This is what the bank unfortunately looks at, right? They're going to look at what we can do and what we want to do, but they're going to look at historically where the property is performing, because that's what they tend to want to lend on. What is my NOI today? Can you meet a 1.2 debt service coverage ratio at the price we're paying? But when there's a really strong borrower, which you are, and when there's a really strong story and there's significant upside to be shown, that is what matters. So all I did here was plug in their expenses, or I'm sorry, their income. That got us to 205,000. Now, every bank is going to slap on a 5% vacancy factor. So they might not do it on the historical, because they're probably saying like, hey, this already happened. So there already was vacancy. So they're not going to slap on an extra 5%. But in your projections, they're always going to take your income and slap on a 5% vacancy. Vacancy could mean obviously empty units, down units when you're turning units, also bad debt, like just people not paying their rent, then what we call skipping, like skipping on their lease and moving out. So even if you're 100% occupied, they will come in and slap on a 5% vacancy factor. So we just have to do that. Now, I believe everyone here is month to month, so we'll want to verify this, and Andrea will help you with that. If they're month to month, we can go right up to our market projections. So this is like low end market projections. Again, 14 units. So all I do here is fill this in. There's 10 one beds, 4 two beds, 1350, 1450. This is our new gross rental income, which is good. It's a good bump up. It's not a huge change, which is good. That means people shouldn't, air quote, shouldn't move out when there's this small of a change, but the small change is where it's significant. So I just put it up there. Then I did, it's a good area. So 5% rent growth is maybe a little aggressive for year two. You do 3% to be ultra conservative. I do 3% every year there on out, right? So I have this set that we're going to hit market rent in 2026. Then we are going to just do slight increases. It could definitely be more than that. I always want to underwrite conservatively, because I want, when I send it to the bank, I want to do better than what I told them I would do. I never want to do worse. Okay. Pet fees. So right away, are there pets there? Something you're going to want to do when you do your walkthrough. Because if there's pets, you want to start charging that back. Late fees, he's already charging that, so that's good. Application fees, good. Admin fees, we slapped this in $10 a unit per month. So I've added those in here starting in 2026. So remember, there's rent growth, but then there's also operational efficiencies, increasing fees, fee management, which every business does, every apartment owner does that's savvy. There are fees to everything you do. I can't buy a latte without having a tip automatically applied to it, right? You have to literally click no, I don't want to. So that's just the way the world is moving. Uh, Management increases, fee increases, and then as you'll see down here, decreasing expenses is going to be a huge thing. Is what we say. Everything's in the operations. So right now he's billing back for 7,500, or I'm sorry, $7,400 of utilities. Our goal for you would be by 2027, and again, that is conservative to bill back all utilities. So whatever our utility expenses are here, water and sewer, I just put it up here as a bill back. So that you will pay the utility bill, but then you will bill it back to the tenants, which is huge. Again, every owner's going to this. We're not living there using the toilet, using the sink, using the stove. They should pay the utilities, right? Court cost reimbursements. This is like you have to file an eviction. He got them to pay back, so we just left that. Carport fee. There are carports that are not being billed at. So I just assumed there were six. I don't know how many there are. Something you could build and add into it too. $50 a month for a carport in Michigan. That's huge. People will pay, like my properties with carports, they pay extra because they want their cars covered, man. They don't want them under the or in the snow, under the sun, all that good stuff. So that's definitely some fees. Trash reimbursement, we talked about this. That would be huge if you could add that back in. I definitely think that's an opportunity. Oh, why is that 4,200 bucks? Okay. So this should only be $25. Oh, that's what this is. So you actually told me about this. You're like, hey, I think I can do valet trash. I have a team member who would go up there and pick stuff up. So you do valet trash, $25 a month, 14 people. Dude, that's $4,200 in NOI. So this is something we'd want to confirm and see if this would work, but that would be a huge value add, valet trash. Laundry income looks kind of low. Maybe he's not reporting all of it, which is totally normal. So if that's even higher, even better. I mean, $600 for 14 units in a year looks kind of low. And then the CAM fee that we always slap on, community area maintenance. That's for you to have to take care of the living space, the community areas, if there's hallways, having to take care of all that. So that's $10 a month. So now, look, our gross rental income over $50,000 more. That's huge, dude. On a deal like this, on a 7% cap rate, I mean, what is that? 50,000, that's a lot. I used a 7% cap rate here. I think maybe it'll appraise at 6.5, but debt is up a little bit. So I just used a 7 divided by 0.07. That's $714,000 in new valuation. So I love that. And again, I think that's being pretty conservative here. To our expenses. So now this is our income. And then remember, there's that 5% vacancy factor slapped on there that they're going to do. Just is what it is. Insurance, we definitely want to get 3 quotes for this because this looks pretty high for 14 units. So let's get this quoted out. Legal and collections, pretty standard. That's your evictions, whatever. Repairs and maintenance. He had $12,695. That looks high to me for 14 units, especially if you have a really good handyman, because that's like routine stuff. That's like fixing a leaky faucet, fixing a wobbly door. I mean, he's almost at 1,000 a unit. To me, that seems high unless the property has deferred maintenance. But I know this owner. He's a good owner. He's a good operator. He owns a lot of property. I don't see him having deferred maintenance. So again, the money is made in the operations and running a lean, efficient structure here. I think, dude, realistically, five grand. I mean, man, my 16 units are repairs and maintenance like 2,000 bucks. I mean, that's like such like routine stuff. If you're proactive with it, you shouldn't have a whole lot of repairs and maintenance. So I think this is high. You already confirmed the property taxes. You said 17,500, which is great. Remember, it will uncap the year after it sells. So if this property sells in 2025, it's going to uncap in 2026 in the state of Michigan. So then that's your new total. Then after that, it's locked in at the rate of inflation with a max of 5% a year. So I always just underwrite 5%, then I have 3% here. But if you want to, again, be ultra conservative, it goes up 5% a year. That's your worst case, which is great. Because then other states, it can just like go up and up and up and 30% a year. It's crazy. Utilities, already talked about that. We're going to bill all these back, which I love. Contract services. Oh, trash and recycling. Okay. So trash and recycling, that's like them actually picking up the dumpsters and whatever. Contract services. I think you could shop this dude. He's paying 3,800 bucks for landscape and snow. If you can get this lower, that's just an ultimate again NOI booster. We saved $7,000 on our 100-unit apartment by just shopping the the landscape company. 7,000 bucks and reduce expenses, which increases NOI. So you want to get quotes for all of this stuff. Once you take over, you get multiple quotes for everything. Reserves. So he has zero for reserves. Any bank is going to underwrite to 250 bucks a unit per year. Just is what it is. That's to where that should be your operational reserves, your CapEx reserves, things for a roof, things for big ticket items, the parking lot, whatever. So they expect that every year you own it, you're going to keep all this in reserve. So after like 5 years is 22,000 bucks. Whether you do it or not is up to you. We just keep cash reserves. Like I would go nuts trying to like calculate this for every property I own. How much to put aside every month. So we just keep cash reserves. That's what I would advise you to do. So here's another thing. He's spending 8,000 for advertising and marketing on 14 units. That's crazy. Your worst case would be if you use apartments.com, like 300 bucks a month. I hate apartments.com. They're such a ripoff. It's owned by CoStar. It really is. Like we're going to start moving to more just like Google SEO traffic in the future with our bigger assets. Hopefully you never have to fill it. Everyone just stays there and you don't have to pay for advertising. But I would just, I mean, 3,600, 300 bucks a month. That also includes some commissions, right? If you have to pay that. So I think that's totally fine. But if it's full, you don't have to pay for apartments.com. And I don't pay for apartments.com on my small stuff. We use the MLS and we use like Facebook Marketplace is great for small deals. Management. So he's only charging 4,000 for management. He owns a big portfolio. So he just probably contributes that little amount to his managers. You, my friend, are going to get slapped with a 5% management fee. So they're going to take this gross rental income and just hit slap 5% on it. That's how the bank, again, will underwrite the deal. You do not, you're not going to charge yourself 12,000 bucks. Maybe you will. I don't do that. I just keep the money in there. So your actual cash flow is going to be a lot higher. Your actual cash flow will be 183,000. Wait, I'm sorry, net cash flow of 76,000, right? But they're going to just want to see a management fee on there is what it is. Administrative fees, banking fees, just keep that the same. Turnover costs. So I put 5,000 a year. That is when you come in as a new owner, expect people to move out. It just is what it is. We always say worst case plan for half the people to move out. So that's 7 people. Okay. Now I just left it every single year to be again ultra conservative, but you come in, people move out, you have to pay for unit turns, you might want to do some upgrades, you might have to fix some things. So I just said very ultra conservatively, a unit turn can be anywhere from a few $100s to a few $1,000s. So I said, you know what, over 4 years, you might spend 20,000. Again, just an estimation, depends on the shape of the units, depends on the tenants, all that good stuff. So just budget for that. That's just how I do it. Very ultra conservative to conservatively like that. Like, hey, every year. Now in year one, I might spend 10 grand. Then year two, I don't have any move out. So I don't really have turnover costs. That's just the way I look at it. That's always the hardest thing to estimate because you just don't know how many people are going to move out or not, right? So if you plan for the worst and then get the best, that's always ideal. So our as is value puts it at right around 1.8 million, again at a 7% cap rate. Not bad. You're paying 1.875. That's not bad at all. You're almost paying exactly what it's worth today, which is very hard to do in today's market because there's such low supply. We see here's year one, right? Year two, on a small deal like this, you can go back and refinance in 12 months. That's like their minimum amount of time. But let's just say, for sake of example, you take 2 full years. The longer you take to refinance, the more money you will get out. the more the bank will like it. They'll feel it's very stabilized and safe. The bank only cares about, is this safe? Is this secure? Is this a good investment for us and our clients' money? Clients meaning depositors, right? So let's just say you go to refinance in 2028, right? I took this value, so this is just my NOI divided by my cap rate, right? All the while you're making pretty good I mean, they're making a pretty solid cash on cash return, which is freaking great. Freaking great. I mean, the net cash flow, 214,000. You only put $562,000 down. So not bad at all. Right now, again, cash flow can be variable, right? If you have a lot of maintenance, or if there's a lot of snow that year, if you have a lot of move outs, it could be less. If you don't have any of that, it could be more. So again, it's an estimation. So that's why when I always say like multifamily is not about cash flow, dude, this shit right here is just the cherry on top for me. I'm not like, oh boy, I get 64 grand this year, because I know it could be more, it could be less, it could be $0. Doesn't, I mean, if you want to upgrade everything, then you're going to pump that 64 grand right back into it. But all that matters is we get to this valuation, right? And again, I think this is ultra conservative, right? 2.64 million, okay? In 2028. Awesome. 70%. So they're going to do a new loan on that, right? So let's just say you're like, hey, here's my NOI. Look, my bought is 126. Today's 184,000. I've done work. I've made this property better. Here you go. They go, hey, man, we love this. Let's get it appraised. Oh, look at that. Appraised at 2.6 million, especially that's 3 years down the line. Inflation does its thing. Property values go up, rents go up, everything's good, right? Okay, hey, we'll do a 70% loan to value on this. And this all depends on interest rates. If rates are down, you might get 75%. If we're in hyperinflation again, rates are 4%, dude, you might get 75% loan to value. If World War III happens and rates are 10%, you might only get 60% loan to value. We don't know. So let's assume it's kind of staying right where it is, not much better, not much worse. This 70% is right here. You're going to pay off that old loan. Okay. So then this, so let's, I mean, you're paying this loan down for 2 years. So your original loan balance was 1.312 million. Again, I'm not going to do all that math and principal amortization, all that, because we did a 70% loan to value, 6.55% interest rate, which is what we told the bank we want to get, 25-year amortization, which is great freaking terms. No interest only on a deal like this. You really don't need interest only. So you're paying down this loan. So your original balance was 1.312 million. Let's say in 2 years you only owe 1.25. You're getting 594,000 cash to close on your refinance. You will pay off this old loan. You will now have a loan balance of 1.84 million. So obviously that would change your cash flow projections, and you would have to submit a new plan to them at that time showing the new debt payments and all that. But that would get you more than your original down payment plus your cash flow. It's a great deal. I love the deal. I love the upside. I like that it's clean. It's not a massive overhaul for your first project here. It's in a great area. It's owned by a good owner, so you're not going to have a bunch of crazy delinquent tenants and all that, but there's meat on the bone that then in 2 years you can sell it, you can refinance it and keep it long term. Sky's the limit. So let me know if you have any questions. Again, this is just a basic underwriting. A couple of things we would have to confirm and tighten up as we go through the process of due diligence. You are tightening this down. You might tweak things. This is a fluid projection. I am always playing with this until the very, very end, right? As I get more information. So as always, let me know if you have any questions, and we'll talk soon, man. Thanks.